Liverpool finally beats Arsenal. Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0. What a difficult game it was today. I was hoping for an electric game. I was hoping for an end-to-end, pound-for-pound stuff, but that's not what we got today. We got a more reserved Liverpool. In the first half in particular, that's what we saw. Liverpool played like they were trying to manage Arsenal. Arsenal, on the other hand, tried to attack, tried to create chances, but Liverpool were just resolute. And so was Arsenal too, because of course it's their defense, it's their midfield that made it difficult for Liverpool to make those, those passes that we saw, especially with the last goal that we scored against Newcastle. That's what we were trying to do today, but unfortunately Arsenal would not allow that. In fact, what Liverpool was doing was that they were playing the passes, trying to lure Arsenal into committing, but Arsenal would not dare do that. So Liverpool then would just pass the ball around. And that way, we're managing the attack from Arsenal. But with Arsenal, they looked like they wanted to nick a goal. They looked like they wanted to score. Every once in a while, they showed us that they wanted to score. But we were very good when it came to defense. We saw very good head-to-heads today. There was a Madueke versus Kekes. There was also Martinelli versus Szobo. But Martinelli, he saw nothing there. He just saw Darcy was just chasing shadows. In fact, if there's anything I can, praise him for or commend him for, is his defensive duties. He was really good in defense, but in attack, he was really nowhere to be seen. And as for Madueke, I feel like he played very well against Kekes, and Kekes too played very well. Looking at the past two games that he played, he wasn't really himself. He didn't really give us the reason, or he give us the idea why we brought him. But today's game, he was really there. He was neck for neck with Madueke. Madueke was quicker. He tried, but Kekes would not dare give up. We see him, slide the ball out when Madueke was in a better position to do something damaging to us. We saw him relentlessly keep on fighting Madueke. He didn't give him any sniff, but a very good matchup, really. And thank goodness Saka wasn't there, because had he been there, it would be problematic. That's, their best player, honestly speaking, Saka. So for them to not have him in there was kind of very difficult for them. I also saw Saliba get off injured. I didn't like that, truth be told, because it always feels like we always play against an Arsenal side that does not have its full 11 inside. It's never really fun to beat a team that's strong, but really not being able to play with their best players. I want to beat Arsenal with a stronger squad, with the star boy Saka there, with Odegaard there. But unfortunately, it is what it is. They have bad luck with injuries, and maybe it's just how they play. You can blame it on the coach or whatever. But apart from that, I felt like Liverpool played well, in the second half more in particular. Because you see, what I had with the first half was that I didn't like that approach. And one of the reasons why I don't like that approach is that in the past 3 seasons that we've been at the Emirates, we collected losses. We collected good beatings. So now, with a team like Liverpool playing at Anfield, you'd expect, obviously, the supporters will be there. They are there. They're always there. So you'd expect us to go for it, to go for the killing. But Liverpool doesn't. They play safe. They manage Arsenal, a team that has beaten us away last season. We're supposed to be vengeful. We're supposed to be angry. We're supposed to be daring. We're supposed to be, the front foot. And that's not what we show. And that's what frustrated me. That's what frustrated me. Why is Liverpool playing like this? We lost to these guys 3-1 last season. Now we have a chance to rectify that. We have taken draws for the past 3 seasons. Today we have, a chance to beat them. And right now, honestly speaking, we know how confident Arsenal supporters are on the media. They keep talking about how this is probably their year. And you can't really fault them at that, because of, the good players that they've brought in. Saka is not there, Madueke was there, and we saw how well he played. So Arsenal, well, they have every right, to blow their own trumpets and believe that they can go all the way. This is their season. If Liverpool really don't show it until the end of the season, I think Arsenal has a better shot. Already, Manchester City are not really finding their feet. They're making rookie mistakes. And that's what they need to work on to, to better their chances. But apart from that, Arsenal, in the second half, I don't think Mikel Arteta did well. In fact, if there's anything I saw in this game, was that Liverpool played safe in the first half, where Arsenal tried to get something. when it came to the second half, I think Mikel now wanted to settle for a draw, which of course, looking at this game, that's how it was supposed to end anyway. And you see obviously Ani also saying that if we were to play the same game 10 times, most likely 8 out of 10 it will be a draw, and maybe one it will be a Liverpool win and the other an Arsenal win. And that's what you saw. The first half he tried to fight for it, but the second half he relaxed. Although after conceding, that's when we started seeing the momentum build, but it was already too late for Liverpool to concede. When they see that the game is about to end, for them to concede, it wouldn't have made sense. And I think it's a testament of how Arsenal have come. Arsenal played today's game really well, because they also managed to manage Liverpool. They managed to do it. Unfortunately, they conceded through a free kick, which, it does not have to do with how they played. Maybe they could have been able to play a lot better. Maybe they could have just, Mikel Arteta could have just trusted his players, because he's got quality players. He could have just tried to, right, guys, I trust you, you're good players. Let's just go at them. But he knows best. He knows best. He hasn't really won a game there, so he's not going to lie to himself and say, well, since I've brought better players, I'm just going to go at Liverpool. He's not going to try something like that. He's just going to try to be as safe as he possibly can. Yes, he was safe, but unfortunately for him, he didn't get out of Anfield with a point, which also might feel like, a betrayal of some sort from obviously Lady Luck. But apart from that, Arsenal should really be proud of themselves. I think they're going to win so many games this season, if of course they don't continue doing their rookie mistakes that they've been making. Now they have a striker, of course, in Gyökeres. Like I said, Gyökeres was really never going to play like that. Liverpool defense, they know how to deal with a traditional striker. We've seen how they've been against Haaland, and with Gyökeres, it's always going to be the same. Szobo as well is still coming to Liverpool. He will also be dealt with. Liverpool don't need a traditional striker. They know how to defend against such players, and that's exactly what we saw today. But yeah, it was what it was. With Arne Slot, I was really mad at him. Honestly speaking, I was really, really, really mad at him. I started having mixed emotions. Is he the right man for us? Is he the right man for us? But thank goodness the second half he came with a better plan. The players were more on the front foot. They tried to open up spaces. They opened up. They came into the spaces where they received the ball. They asked for the ball, and that's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. And also, I'd like to also give a shout out to Curtis. Curtis has also been a very good player for us this season, and he's paid Arne Slot's trust with good plays. With good plays, he won fouls. You saw how he kept on asking for the ball and going into the right spaces. Salah also wasn't particularly good, but in the second half he really tried. It looked like prime Mo Salah, where he was just trying to glide past players, where he was trying to create spaces, and that's what we want to see. Gecko also had a few chances here and there. Vert's first half wasn't really particularly that good, but second half he tried. We saw the passes that he was laying to Mo Salah. We saw also where, when he was trying to score goals himself. So Liverpool, actually, in second half, I think they played really well, and that's how I want to see it. Even if the game had ended a draw, but for us to want to try, that's what I wanted to see. I don't want us to play home with like massive fan base, supporters. Our 12th men in each and every game, and we're failing to win. We're playing like that. No. We want a team that goes for it, and the supporters will be there to rally behind you. Champions League is coming. Madrid are coming home. So if we're playing like that, how do you think then we're going to play against Real Madrid? Are we going to magically now start attacking? Are we going to magically now start wanting wins because we're home? No. It starts off with games like this. This is a big game. We're playing against a team that is going to fight with us for the league. So we need to beat them at home. We need to collect those points at home. And that's exactly what we did. So shout out to Arne Slot. He really showed that he wants it. And I'm glad that Liverpool are the pace setters for this season, after obviously winning the league last season. For them to come into this season and still also show that hunger to want to win, to want to get something out of a game. I couldn't do anything but admire them. I couldn't do anything but admire them. Arsenal, though, they played really well. Saliba came off. The new guy was playing. He was good. He was not afraid of the ball. And you saw him move upfield as well. So Arsenal are good. They've got the right type of quality players to take them to the next level. And playing against any other opponent, they're definitely going to collect those wins. But Liverpool just know how to win. Even though they're not playing at their best, they always know how to win. And Lady Luck is with them. So thank you guys for watching until thus far. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and also engage in the comment section. See you soon. Bye bye.